Hi class 8, we are in the last video session of this chapter, and the topic which you're seeing right now, case study, are the topics which I'm gonna remove. So you will have two case studies. One is floods in Assam and earthquake in Nepal. So those two case studies are actually removed from this chapter. So I'll be letting you know in the Zoom sessions also. I'll be writing that in the MCB app also, but please take note, case study of floods in Assam, page number 53. Page number 54, the whole page. Page number 55, the whole page. And in page number 56, the first column and the second column till oil spills in coastal USA. So I didn't cut oil spills in coastal USA because we didn't learn about this disaster. This is a separate disaster. Floods in Assam I cut because we already learned about floods. Earthquakes in Nepal I cut because we already learned about earthquakes. But oil spill in coastal USA I didn't cut because we did not learn about oil spill. So what is oil spill? An oil spill refers to the accident. It is a man-made accident, not natural. Leakage or spillage of large quantity of oil into the environment, particularly on the surface of large water bodies. Such oceans, lakes, rivers, result of human activities. Oil spills can occur on land also. Spillage of oil is regarded in the form of marine pollution. So a huge ship is traveling from one place to another, and the ship has a lot of petrol or kerosene or crude oil or any other liquid oil material in it, and it hits an iceberg, or it has some leakage in the tank, or it meets with an accident. There is some way or the other that it can leak or spill oil into the ocean. So when it spills oils into the ocean, it can kill a lot of animals, especially marine fishes and organisms that are living in the ocean. So how does it cause? Does it cause because of one method or many other methods? We'll see. 1. Accidents involving ship carrying oil. If ship carrying oil is hitting an accident is occurring, it can cause oil spill. Leakage while loading and unloading oil. So you fill in oil, you remove oil from a ship to a ship, that can cause leakage, and leakage will also result to oil spills. Moving to the next point. Leakage from tankers, offshore platforms, rigs and wells. So sometimes you need to take in crude oil or petrol from oil rigs. So where you drill the oil from the under the ocean, under the land, and you pump it into the ship. Sometimes when you drill it out from the ocean also, there can be a oil spill. Failure of equipment. There is some equipment involved in the transfer of oil from the rig to the ship, to the boat, to the device, or to the machine. Somewhere there's some problem of an equipment, it can lead to oil spill. Natural disasters like hurricanes. A ship is carrying oil and there's a huge storm in the ocean. The ship falls down, or ship topples and submerges, topples upside down, it can leak all the oil. Last one is deliberate acts of terrorist countries in war and vandals. So one country doesn't like another country which is very rich, so if they're carrying a barrel of oil, they just try taking him on the ship. The terrorist will attack the ship and the ship will leak the oil, and that will also cause oil spill. Two important oil spills in the world is Deepwater Horizon oil spill in USA 2010, Exxon Valdez oil spill in USA 1989. So you should remember these two lines. Two important oil spills: Deepwater Horizon oil spill in USA 2010, Exxon Valdez oil spill in USA 1989. Next you will be learning about the effects of oil spill. So in effects of oil spill, because of oil spill happening, what is the problem? Number one, pollution of air, water, soil. Oil, when it is burning, it will release smoke. So pollution, you can see a picture over here where there's so much of smoke and fire. So there's pollution of air, water and soil. Chemicals from the crude oil or petrol have hydrocarbons. contain toxic chemicals like benzene and toluene, and these can affect the marine organisms. The oil penetrates into the body of the plumage of birds, fur, and mammals. The birds have wings, and the fur of mammals, the oil goes into that. So it reduces the capability of them to insulate. So what is insulation? Insulation is keeping something warm when it is cold. You use warm clothes, you use sweaters, you use blazers when you are going through a winter season. So that is your insulating ability. You insulate using your sweater and your blazer. These animals insulate using fur and plumage or wings. So if oil gets stuck into that, it will not help the organisms or animals or birds to make them warm or keep them warm during winter. Imagine your whole sweater is soaked in water and you're wearing the sweater in winter. Will it have any use? It is still made about wool only, but since it has water, it will make you feel more cold. Same way, even though they have fur, even though they have wings, it will make them feel cold in winter. They cannot keep them warm during winter if there is oil inside. Oil spills kill fish, affect the economy of coastal areas and also other marine animals. Oil spill represent the immediate fire hazard. So if oil catches fire, there will be so much oil on the surface and the whole ocean will be burning. Most of the parts of the ocean will be burning because oil floats in the top of the water, so it won't mix with water, so it will easily burn, and that will release so much of soot particles or dust and smoke. How do we clean it up? This is the last topic. How do we clean it up? We can clean it up using many methods. Number one, using booms or floating barriers. So there's a picture over here, which is the picture of booms or floating barrier. So imagine there's oil over here. So you put a barrier, you will make sure that the oil doesn't mix with the other part of the ocean. You can separate it. And then you can remove the oil by sucking it out. So this is booms or barriers. Number two, using skimmers or boats to skim or scoop. So just like a vacuum cleaner which pulls in the dust, you can use a vacuum like structure to scoop or skim in the oil. Using sorbents. Sorbents are big sponges. So imagine there's so much of oil here, you put a big sponge to cover it and you can absorb all the oil. Number four, chemical dispensers or biological agents which break down oil into chemical components. Just like how you spray the fire extinguisher which converts the fire into chemical particles and becomes like powder. Same way, some chemicals can be sprayed and it will break down the oil into chemical components. Then burning freshly spilled oil, using it while floating in the water. Sometimes if there's so much oil, or sometimes if there's very less oil, you can just light a matchstick and throw it into the water. All the places where the oil is there, it will immediately burn and get completely extinguished. Washing oil off beaches either at high pressure or low pressure hoses. Hoses are long tube which has water, so at high pressure, like how the teams who come in when there's a huge fire, there's a group of people who come in a van and a truck, and they have a lot of powerful hoses through which they eject powerful high pressure water. So if you do the same, if the oil spill has happened near the beach, if you do the same spraying high pressure water, it will go towards the beach. Using vacuum trucks which can vacuum spill water off the beach of the surface. So just like skimmers which are boats to pull in the oil, trucks also can be used if it's near the beaches to pull in the oil. So these are the cleanup and recovery. Very important topic, how to clean up and recover oil spill. So these are the two important names: Deep Horizon oil spill USA 2010, Exxon Valdez oil spill USA 1989. This is the only thing you have to learn. You don't have to learn about the explanation of Exxon Valdez or the explanation of Deepwater Horizon. Also, you don't have to learn. So just know that the names of the two oil spills, Deepwater Horizon and Exxon Valdez. Then you should know the effects, you should know the cleanup and recovery, you should also know the causes. So I hope you understood this chapter. By this topic, the chapter is over. See you on the next chapter.